City Girls up like a month.
Did you do that just to fuck with Diddy?
No. That was ahead of the thing with Daphne or whatever like that. But y'all, man, I ain't kissed in the mouth in 10 years, man. Somebody got to kiss her.
At this point, this is my cue to stay out these folks' business. This is Daphne. She is the baby mother of 50 Cent.
50 Cent has thrown a few insults your way recently. Called you a fruit boot biscuit, among other things. Have you talked to him about this, and why do you think he's throwing insults at you?
He loves me.
He loves you?
He loves me.
Hey folks, there's a big juicy scoop we overlooked in Lil Rod's legal battle with Diddy. It exposes how Diddy tried to get back at 50 Cent for calling him out by involving 50's ex, Daphne Joy, in his Freaks Off session. You all know 50 Cent has been throwing shade at Diddy for ages, never letting up on poking fun at him in public. Some folks, especially those who worship billionaires blindly, used to say 50 was just jealous of Diddy's riches and fame. But guess what? Turns out, 50 was onto something all along. He's been warning us about Diddy's shady deeds for ages. And in a twisted act of revenge, Diddy allegedly paid 50's ex, Daphne Joy, to join his Freaks Off sessions. This bombshell revelation came to light after producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones dropped his lawsuit against Diddy last month, spilling all the tea and dropping names left and right from the entertainment industry. And guess who's on the list? Daphne Joy herself, whom Lil Rod claims was receiving a monthly paycheck to be Diddy's S-worker. This is way more than just drama, folks. Let's dig deeper into this tangled web of scandal.
It ain't one of those situations where, how they have us in it, like, they'll still go back to the baby mother and hang out with the baby mother and stuff like that. Nah, and that was not like a relationship then anyway. It was more like,
Let me give you some background on 50 Cent's long-running feud with Diddy. This beef has been going on for almost 20 years now. It all started back in the early 2000s during a messy feud between 50's G-Unit crew and former record executive and convicted criminal James Rosemond, also known as Jimmy Henchman. The feud escalated dramatically, with Tony Yayo claiming that Jimmy even planned to have 50 murdered while he was filming the music video for his 2007 single I'll Still Kill with Akon. Luckily, luck was on 50's side that day because Yayo said the gun malfunctioned and Henchman and his crew backed off from the assassination attempt.
Henchman and them were supposed to come through, and I guess they jammed, but we had God on that side, and they backed out on the hit, but we had straps too, and that really was it.
Now let's jump ahead to 2014 when Jimmy Henchman was handed a life sentence plus an additional 30 years for ordering the murder of G-Unit associate L.E.L. Fletcher. As for Diddy's alleged involvement in all of this, well, he and Henchman go way back. Rumor has it they were behind the infamous murder of Tupac in 1994 at Quad Recording Studios. Pac even hinted at it in his song Against All Odds, where he rapped about Puffy being involved in shady dealings. Essentially, word on the street was that Henchman was blackmailing Diddy, so naturally, Diddy sided with him during his feud with G-Unit. From then on, 50 Cent never really stopped taking jabs at Diddy. He and other G-Unit members hinted more than once that Diddy may have had a hand in the murder of both Tupac and Biggie. In his track Hip Hop from the mixtape, Hip Hop is Dead G-Unit Radio Part 22, 50 raps, "Who shot Biggie Smalls? If we don't get them, they gonna all, man. Puffy knows who hit that man. He's soft, scared them boys from the west side will break him off, dump on his he'll run to Harlem, shake him off." Later in the track, 50 adds, "I guess this means I won't be invited to the white parties in the Hamptons." Speaking of Diddy's parties, he apparently tried to entice 50 Cent to hang out with him, and 50 has talked about this numerous times over the years, claiming that Diddy offered to take him shopping.
The Puff was like, first he was amping him to get stout. Then he was like, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out, nigga. We gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it. He's like, why don't we go shopping? I mean, I pay for it. And I was like, I got the from him because I was like, this nigga, this nigga just tell me
mean he take me shopping? And it goes on. But it's just a little fruit. Puppy's a fruit pile.
Now, this story has become a meme, and people often use it to make gay jokes about Diddy. But there's a darker side to all of this. There's growing speculation that Diddy has been running some sort of Jeffrey Epstein-style blackmail ring in the hip-hop industry. Allegedly, when Diddy offered to take 50 Cent shopping, it wasn't because he was attracted to him or anything like that. Instead, rumors suggest that he tried to lure 50 to one of his parties to secretly film him with underage women and then use those recordings to blackmail him. Word on the street is that Diddy has a plethora of tapes featuring rappers, Hollywood celebrities, CEOs, and even politicians in compromising positions. This could explain why, for years, nobody has dared to speak out against Diddy. Lil Rod even claimed in his lawsuit that Diddy had hidden cameras all over his mansions, yacht, and private jet. The lawsuit alleges, while living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his homes. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs has recordings of defendants Lucian Charles, Gra Ethiopia, Haptam Mariam, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. Upon information and belief, these individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent, as in the case with the homosexual S-tape of Stevie J that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones. Mr. Combs possessed compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. Since Diddy couldn't lure 50 Cent to one of his house parties, he allegedly went after women 50 dated, eventually focusing on the mother of 50's son, Daphne Joy. 50 and Daphne briefly dated between 2011 and 2012, and on September 1st, 2012, Daphne gave birth to their son, Sire. Now, 50 always claimed he and Daphne were not serious. In fact, he said it was more of an arrangement than a relationship. But 50 still felt some type of way when Daphne sparked romance rumors with none other than Diddy. Diddy and Daphne were first linked in early 2021, when Diddy was still officially dating Young Miami. After photos surfaced of Daphne strolling with Diddy outside his Miami mansion, 50 hopped on IG to say, "Oh God, that's your mommy over there with Puffy. LOL. Remember what I told you the other day, these BB crazy. SMH. But Daphne then clapped back at 50 and replied to his comment saying, "Please stop doing this to me. I never bother you, and I am an outstanding mother to our son. Can we please just focus on that, please?" But it was hard not to focus on Daphne's relationship with Diddy because she was the one constantly flaunting it on social media, like sharing videos from the VIP section at his shows and posting sneaky pics of Diddy at his house. For Diddy's 53rd birthday on November 5th, 2022, Daphne posted a photo of her chilling with Diddy at his mansion and wrote, "Happy birthday to my favorite person." Now, I know you're thinking, how can Diddy be anyone's favorite person? Well, it turns out, Diddy was paying Daphne to say stuff like this, according to Lil Rod's lawsuit against Diddy. The reason Daphne was hanging out with Diddy back when he was officially dating Carisha is that both of them were being paid to be Diddy's freak-off partners. The lawsuit states that Diddy's accountant, Robin Greenwich Hill, would ensure the wiring funds transfer or cash payments to S-workers, while Frankie Santella Moy, BAU Brendan Paul, and Christina Curum would also be responsible for ensuring payment to S-workers in cash. Lil Rod then goes on to say that Young Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' S-workers and received payment via wire transfer from Robin Green Hill, which outlined defendants' ongoing criminal operation. Later on in the lawsuit, Lil Rod refers to Young Miami, Daphne Joy, Stevie J, and Jade as participants in Diddy's Freaks Off parties. However, I don't believe this is the primary reason why 50 has been trolling Diddy, as 50 initiated this behavior long before Daphne Joy came into the picture. Additionally, 50 seemed more offended by Diddy asking to take him shopping than by seeing Daphne hanging out with Diddy. Nevertheless, the entire situation is appalling, and our focus should be on the real victims, not women like Young Miami and Daphne, who willingly participated in Diddy's activities for financial gain. If they were involved in illegal activities and helped cover up Diddy's crimes, then they should face consequences. One fan suggested that these women might not admit to being S-workers. Instead, they might claim to be Diddy's girlfriends who received a monthly allowance as mistresses. Another fan speculated that 50 probably doesn't want his 13-year-old son around that mess. Knowing all the other stories about young boys allowing daddy to have something to blackmail you for, as Daphne has been doing, is not being a protective mother. He probably has leverage over her and too much influence over 50's son for comfort. If they were to face consequences, 50 could potentially gain full custody. Since she hasn't been claiming his income, he was likely overpaying child support as well. I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the main reason 50 is targeting Diddy so aggressively? Feel free to share your comments below, and stay tuned for the next video.